We just want something for us.
Here's the thing. I want to be selfish. I want to be alone with my husband. I never see my husband ever. In February, we had one day off, and that was a baby shower.
Wait a minute. I said, well, sir, can you...
Biden ran this line down that, look, this long track.
People, we have to realize he just doesn't like Mexican Americans. He doesn't like anybody of color. He doesn't like African Americans. He doesn't like LGBT people. He doesn't like Puerto Ricans and doesn't consider them America. Countries around the world where if you're not white, like Norway, he doesn't really want you here if you're from Haiti or Nigeria or elsewhere. This is there's no way around the fact that Donald Trump is a bigot and a racist. And the excuse is that the economy's doing pretty well. That, that's just Trump right now.
Well, I'm shocked by a number of things. Number one, the condescension that came from the press secretary today, talking about him being an equal opportunity offender, as if, her words, as an American citizen, as a voter, as somebody who's a part of the informed electorate, that there are not more people who are unwilling to accept this new state of America that says we must placate and essentially just acquiesce to a standard that's really beneath us. And I thought we had progressed to a time, or perhaps I hoped that we would progress to a time where America was a little bit closer to its aspirational ideals than it is today.
Much more to discuss. Everyone stick around. When we come back, Rudy Giuliani on the attack tonight, why he claims he knows Omarosa is lying, and why that could attract the attention of the special counsel, Robert Mueller.
All right, guys, let's go. Directions to the Greek Theater. No. Cancel, please.
Being in the know is a good thing. That's why Discover will alert you if your social security number is found on any one of thousands of risky sites.
Really? Man, this is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
We can arrange a little upgrade.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide fit shoes. They have extra room throughout. They're like a luxury ride for my feet. Try Skechers wide fit shoes.
Why would you go out of your way and wander around a warehouse for paint when you can just swing by your local Ace? Ace has top-rated paint like One Coat Coverage Valspar, can match any color, and mixes it with something that's hard to find. Award-winning service. Because the way we see it, if anyone is going to go out of their way,
It should be us.
it's the Ace Extra Mile Promise. If it ever takes more than one trip to complete your paint project, we'll bring you what you need, and delivery is free.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed from $9.99 intelligently senses your movement and automatically adjusts on each side to keep you both comfortable. And snoring? How smart is that? Smarter sleep to help you lose your dad bod. Train for that marathon? Wake up with the patience of a saint. And now, save up to $500 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Plus, no interest until January 2021. Ends Wednesday.
So how's it going?
Well, we had a vacation early in our marriage that kind of put us in a hole.
Go someplace exotic?
Yeah, Bermuda.
A hospital in Bermuda.
Hospital in Bermuda.
What happened?
I got a little overconfident on a moped.
Even with insurance, we had to dip into our 401k, so it set us back a little bit.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. But it doesn't mean you can't get back on track.
Right.
Yeah, great.
I'd like to go back to Bermuda.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
No judgment, just guidance. TD Ameritrade.
I'm really big on knowing why I'm doing something based on some kind of science, and I'm always looking for those kind of things that can help me progress forward as just a healthy person and as an athlete.
Know more about you and your DNA at 23andme.com.
We decided to go with Bath Fitter after doing a lot of research.
Yeah, we loved how they could install a new tub right over the old one without tearing our bathroom apart.
Yeah, what we didn't expect was to be blown away by the quality. And that's what happened. They showed up in the morning, and by the end of the day, we had this absolutely beautiful new bathtub. It was better than we could have even imagined.
And it's guaranteed for life.
I actually love our bathroom now.
You too can have a bathroom you'll love. Call now or visit bathfitter.com.
You may know Viking for our award-winning river cruises. But did you know Viking is also the best at sea? Voted by readers of Travel and Leisure 3 years in a row. Discover intriguing destinations and enriching experiences on our elegant ocean ships, designed for just 930 like-minded travelers. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Breaking news, the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, responding tonight to fired White House aide Omarosa Manigault-Newman's claims. Back with me, David Swerdlick, Laura Coates, and Douglas Brinkley. So, David, I want you to take a look. This is Omarosa, what she said on MSNBC earlier today.
Have you been interviewed by the special counsel? I have. You have? And what sort of questions were they asking? That's the extent I can go in discussing that as well. I feel like my hands are tied.
So she worked on Trump's 2016 campaign and in the White House. Would she have anything of value to contribute?
I mean, perhaps not. Look, what's so striking about the last couple of days is that there are no good guys, right? You have Omarosa, who's going on this world tour proclaiming how much dirt she has on the president and how scurrilous the president is in her view, even though she was eager to work for him and sung his praises all the way up until she left the White House. Then you have the president, who people are at least prepared to believe a lot of the things that she's saying about him, and at least a couple of things have looked like they might be true based on some of these tapes. I think there's still more information to come in. And then you have all of the people around the president having to sort of, backtrack and sidestep and spin, including a few minutes ago, we were talking about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, not being able to just, flatly say there's no way the president said the N-word. In terms of special counsel Mueller, of course, he would want to talk to Omarosa. I don't know what he asked her. None of us do. But if she worked on the campaign and in the West Wing, this is someone you're going to bring in and talk to as part of this wide investigation.
But she hasn't really presented any evidence that she actually spoke to the special counsel. We're taking her at her word.
We are taking her at her word that she was contacted.
We don't know if she actually was. Right. So, listen, Laura, Omarosa also claimed today that Trump knew about the Clinton campaign email leaks before WikiLeaks released them to the public. She provided no evidence to back up that claim either, never mentioned it in her book. This is what Rudy Giuliani just said to Chris about it.
I know she's lying because I was on the campaign more than she was. I was closer to him than she was. I was from about June to November. I was with him 24 hours a day. The first WikiLeaks exposure, he was completely surprised. He asked me, do you think there will be more? I told him I have no idea, but I heard some reporter on CNN, Fox, I don't know where, saying Assange has a practice of putting out the weakest ones first. Then he builds it up. I said, I think this guy may have more than that. We were surprised every time he did a disclosure.
Why Trump heard of you
she was not as close
2011 too.
So he's trying to knock back Omarosa's claims, but did he open up a whole new bunch of questions about who knew what when?
Yes, you have the battle of the blanket assertions here, and it sounds almost as if they're battling for who gets what side of the best friend heartbroken necklace chain that you hand out when you're in 6th grade. Who was closer, who knew him better, who was around him, and all that leads me to believe and ask the question, Rudy Giuliani, are you the president's attorney, where you're going to honor attorney-client privilege conversations, or are you a witness, which means that Mueller would have to ask you questions about any discrepancies between what the president has said in Twitter or in other public statements, or even through you, or what you have now said in the numerous interviews you've given that have given conflicted testimony through the court of public opinion. That's one of the things I think is so interesting about that. While Rudy Giuliani constantly talks about the notion of a perjury trap and whether or not Donald Trump will sit down for an interview, the more he talks and talks about his observation firsthand or his conversations outside of the attorney-client relationship, particularly when he wasn't his private attorney, he was on the campaign trail, well, he himself makes like an invitation or perhaps a subpoena from Robert Mueller's team to say, well, tell me more of what you know as a first-hand witness.
He's with him for 24 hours a day, he said, for, I forget how, June to November. That's a lot. Where was Melania? So listen, Doug, why is everything around this president always so chaotic? Is it by design?
A lot of it's by design. He's, he can't help his own narcissism. It's a disease. He's had a lifetime of success. He's been trained by people, about whether it's learning the art of the prenup or the art of the deal, of how to kind of screw people over, how to live a fantasy life. When you're a casino guy, you're making people think you can get rich quick, and that And then you conquer by dividing, and he's done a good job of it, perhaps with the help of Russia and WikiLeaks, but the country is very divided right now, and he wakes up every morning trying to see how we can get more divided, what kind of inflammatory language or discredited tweet he could make just to get us talking about him. So we're in a crisis in our country right now, the crisis of the presidency, an institution that we've all looked up to and have had a kind of bipartisan respect to, is being soiled right in front of our eyes every day. But again, I believe in this country. I write down about whether it's the Civil War or World War II and civil rights movement, and we're going to get through Donald Trump because there are a lot of great Americans out there that are leaning forward right now. People are waking up. And you had Spike Leon last week, and he rightfully said, wake up, people. This is happening in the United States right now. In the end, he's going to get tripped up on his own BS, his lies, his hatred. It will doom him in the end, and I say that because dictators and people with dictatorial bents all over the world and history end up falling on their own sword.
History shows us we have lessons from history, and these lessons should be learned. By the way, Black Klansman, go see it. Puts everything into perspective as to what is happening now. I appreciate your insights. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, David. Thank you, Douglas.
Thanks, Doug.
We come back. Are Rudy Giuliani's shifting stories and contradictions all part of a strategy by the president's lawyer? I'm going to ask the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper. He's next.
When I graduated from Columbia Law School in 1959, not a law firm in the entire city of New York would employ me.
She captured for the male members of the court what it was like to be a second-class citizen.
Ruth knew what she was doing in laying the foundation. So help me God.
So help me God. Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time.
For just $59, Ancestry DNA can open you to a world of new cultures to explore. With 2 times more detail than any other DNA test, you can get a new taste of your heritage. Only $59, our site's lowest price ever.
This isn't a liner. Well, to be clear, it's an invisible liner from Smile Direct Club. Our liners take teeth like these and transform them into those. They discreetly take this and turn it into that. We send your aligners directly to you, and in an average of 6 months, you could have a lifetime supply of confidence. Join more than 250,000 satisfied gardeners who got a smile they love for only $80 a month at SmileDirectClub.com.
Changes? I've had a few. Most impactful, my hair color. Garnier Nutrice nourishes while you color. Plus avocado, olive, and shea oils. Changing my hair color changed everything. Nutrice. Nourished hair, better color.
Meeting people is my life. I had to be careful how wide I would open my mouth because I was embarrassed to show my teeth. It was time to do something for myself that was going to be permanent.
The Clear Choice one-day approach is making dental implants a reality for people all over the country who suffer from missing or failing teeth.
I felt like I was the most important person on earth to them.
Bill came in, bad teeth, discomfort, pain. We needed to get him into a smile that he felt confident in. We have expertise that you might not find anywhere else, all in one location.
The next day, I had a new smile. Couldn't wait to show some folks. It's amazing what a smile can do for a person.
Discover why this is so much more than another dental procedure. It's a true life changer. With over 30,000 new smiles and counting, we're lifting spirits and confidence all over America. Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options.
I'm eating corn on the cob. I had the best smile I'd ever had in my life.
Call Clear Choice today.
You have this cultural moment that everybody feels they need to be part of. And suddenly everyone was listening to everything.
What do you think, Christina or Britney said Beyonce?
The 2000s, Sunday at 9, only on CNN.
Good used cars aren't hard to find at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet. If you're hunting for a special car or truck, your hunt is over. Choose from over 500 fresh traded used vehicles sale price to save you big. We got them. Come get them at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet.
This is the era of digital possibility, when every connection is an opportunity to do more, to build a network of human progress, where every fiber-lit building enterprise, and City We Connect lays the foundation to our digital economy. Join us